between Iran and world powers. Under the deal, Tehran accepted curbs to its nuclear program in return for the lifting of crippling sanctions. Trump abandoned the deal because he wanted Iran to negotiate a new agreement that would place indefinite restrictions on its nuclear program, as well as halt developments of ballistic missiles, a demand that Iran has so far refused.
We know their sensitivity to Fordo and the centrifuges, but at the same time, once they've acted on their commitments, we will stop injecting the gas, and once again, no gas will be injected into these centrifuges.
And for more on this, Babak Emamian joins us now from London. He's a member of the British-Iranian Business Association. Good to have you back with us, Babak. Firstly, this move by Iran, this announcement by the Iranian leadership that it's effectively going to move a step closer to enriching uranium, does this mean that the deal that was signed in 2015 is dead in the water?
On the contrary, what he's trying to say that the framework is there. He wants to make it relevant, the JCPOA, Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action, that there is a framework there. And the decisions that the President Rouhani is taking are all small steps and reversible. The reason why he's doing that, he wants to make sure that there is this framework that in 12 months' time, whether there is a President Trump re-elected or Democrat coming back, there is a framework to go back. Because if this deal totally collapses, then there is nothing to go back to. That's why this conversation he's having is just to make sure that to allow people or to let people know that the framework is still exists. It is there.
But we've got countries like Russia warning against a move like this, saying that it threatens the deal. European powers are echoing those concerns. So is a move like this more aimed at the Trump administration or the European powers who really have stuck to this agreement?
Well, what they are trying to do is to put Europeans under pressure, for then Europeans to put US under pressure, to go back to the discussion about this deal. And again, even the reaction from Russians, in a way they are saying they appreciate that there is a framework there, and they stay by that framework. So they are just confirming what President Rouhani is trying to do, and the existence of JCPOA as a framework for discussion.
Now, it's been a year, as we heard, since the Trump administration reimposed those sanctions after pulling out of the 2015 nuclear deal. Can you just summarize for us the impact that that move has had on the Iranian economy?
Well, if we divide Iranian economy into three sections, one is the small businesses. The small businesses who are not reliant on imports and they can actually are not dependent on hard currency to purchase raw materials. So they are doing quite well because now, because of the devaluation of the currency, the home products have become a good alternative for people to buy. They are the only things that are available for them to buy. On the medium-sized businesses, they are suffering. Large businesses, which are usually the steelwork, mining, oil and gas, and the Iran military industry, they are all suffering on a huge. But to ordinary people, it means nothing because these large corporations, these large businesses are owned by the government. And right now, the government is paying the salaries by printing money. But from mining, they're not making money. From petrochemical, they're not making money. From oil and gas, they're not making money. And the industrial military of Iran is desperate for money, but there is no money to put there. So the only market now that they are considering is Iraq. So they are, by having political influence in Iraq, they are exporting something like 15 billion a year of white goods. White goods means refrigerators, washing machines, small items, electrical, which are produced by Iran. If they put Iranian products on open market, they would not be able to compete with what is available out there. But by having political influence, Iran can impose a monopoly there and sell its products. So Iran needs political influence in order to sell its products. And the other thing is what they are doing, like, for example, they are making it more difficult for the Turkish product to be sold in Iraq because they want to have Iraq to themselves, because that's the only source of revenue for Iran. And that's why you have all these protests and other things.
Interesting insight there. Babak Emamian, a pleasure to have you on Money Talks as always. Thank you. Well, as we've been discussing,